happening, gamers? Welcome to another Playback Thursday. We're only a few days away, though, until the premiere of Season 2 of Retro Mondays. And trust me, it's gonna be a massive year, gamers, with over 30 episodes. Yeah! Plus, there will be some co-op episodes with Total Biscuit, Peanut Butter Gamer, The Swag Show, Guru Larry, K-Wife, and of course, We Viewer. You don't want to miss this year, gamer. Anyway, today's playback is a classic review of Castlevania Judgment, which aired for GotGame.com November 28th of 2008. And yes, this is a fighting game, and it wasn't as bad as some folks said. This review was put up around the same time the game released. Again, sorry for the visual quality, but I had older capture equipment at the time. But hey, at least the audio is epic, right? Well, anyway, I hope you folks enjoyed this old review. Hey gamers, it's K-Wing here, bringing you my final Castlevania review for this year. Now, Castlevania Judgment is the first game in the series to be a fighting game. However, it would seem that the game is being plagued with mondo bad reviews of late. And it looks like it's up to me, yet again, to really tell the public what this game is all about. Is Judgment really that bad a game, or could it be that the horrible art style is making people not take it seriously? Let me get things started with review number 89 of Castlevania Judgment for the Nintendo Wii. Something strange is happening to the world of Castlevania. Different souls are appearing from different points in time. It's almost like the pool of time has a giant ripple. Atop Dracula's castle beside the enormous clock tower, an unknown man stands perched above and plunges his watch into the tower. Time itself becomes unraveled. Alucard, before his very eyes, spots a Belmont from behind the dissolving mist. Judgment is a 3D fighting game very similar to Soul Calibur. 2 of 14 fighters square off in battle, and Judgment has some other modes too. Story mode has your character trapped in time. In order to get out, you have to face a series of trials and seek that which you desire. In Simon's case, it's proving himself to be a Belmont. After beating the final opponent, you acquire one of 13 keys needed to return to your own era. Next mode is Arcade, and here you have to pick your fighter and fight a series of characters leading to Dracula. After beating Arcade, you can unlock music or accessories. Castle mode is kind of like the traditional Castlevania, where you have to make your way through the castle and face Dracula. This mode is very much like Conquest in Soul Calibur 2. Versus mode, you can either test your skills against the CPU, or square off against a friend, or should I say rival. Survival's the name of this mode, and here you have to watch your health and have no continues. Online battles, you connect to the net and fight another vampire hunter. Training and tutorial modes teach you how to play, but the overall purpose of this game is fighting. Now actually, for this segment of the review, I used the Wiimote hooked up to the nunchuck, and it actually worked a lot better than I thought it would. I would think that playing a fighting game like that, it wouldn't really work that well, and I'd have to plug in the GameCube controller right away. But actually, that's how they had the game designed, because Iga wanted you to be able to swing the Wiimote like a whip. So the control setup is actually kind of fun that way. You jump by pressing the C button, you can also double jump if you tap it twice, and you get some pretty decent height up there too. You can also, when you swing the Wiimote, don't waggle it. That way you'll get good combos by swinging left to right, and stuff like that. You can also do specials by holding in the B button and then swinging the Wiimote, and the specials are actually pretty good. Then you can change the trajectory of the attack by moving the joystick. You can also jump and attack, so once you're in the air, just swing the Wiimote. Before that, if you move the joystick around when you're swinging the remote, you change the type of attacks you do. When you're in the air, just hit the D button and swing the remote, and you'll do your super dive thing. And you throw items with the A button. Blocking is done when you just hold in the Z button, but there is no, like, a repel attack, which kind of stinks. And special moves are very easy. All you do is you press down on the control pad, and then you get this really awesome mini video of Simon kicking Trevor's butt. And the specials all vary, but I tend to use them for finishing moves. And as I said before, you can also have two other control setups, the classic controller and the GameCube. Classic controller works okay. What can I say about this game's design? One word, it's awesome. The village ruins, the charred remains of a massive fire, a very detailed crafted cobble walkway, and a smoky mist that moves on the ground. Plus zombies arise from the ashes to attack both players. Then you have the cathedral inside Dracula's castle. Wow, it's like you've walked into a 12th century chapel and you're amazed at all the handcrafted detail and the beautiful stained glass windows. The detail in the caverns is staggering to say the least too. Look how the water moves under Simon's feet and gaze at all this stuff in the background. The throne room has lots of details in the carpets, tapestries, and texture patterns carved into the wall. The clock tower has always been one of my favorites. Massive gears, superb lighting effects, and you get the feeling you're inside a giant clock. The dungeon is what we would come to expect from the series. Spikes, acid pits, torture devices galore, and a giant swinging axe. The time rift stage with the rotating vortex gives a creepy yet beautiful at the same time vibe. Is there any stage in this game that's just, average? This chamber has more going on it than meets the eye too. I think my favorite stage is the ghost ship from Legacy of Darkness. Now this stage has it all. 15th century rotting ship, mermen, a rocking ship due to the sea, thrashing, destructible environments. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention a giant sea monster. Before I forget, the team that worked on Elbit's and Dewey's Adventure designed the foregrounds and the final attacks for the characters. Well, probably not the best song choice. I chose this clip for sound purposes. Death has scary sound effects like ghostly yells, scythe and magic sounds, wisp and bone sound effects. Cornell snarls, howls, bites, and has nails and claws. Plus he has armor for some reason, so now you have chink and clang noises when he blocks. This stage also has a lot of sound effects too. You have the creaking of the boat as it rocks back and forth, waves crashing onto the ship or water spraying on the boat, plus you have a sea monster and all the noises it makes. I personally think Cornell's song fits best for this stage, and the music in general is probably the best you'll hear in any Castlevania game ever. They take all your favorite themes and they turn them into medleys that are just out of this world. Okay, so first off, you're probably all wondering, what does the video have to do with Judgment, besides the fact that the movie you're showing is insanely cool? Well, I agree 100% with that statement. Okay, so shortly after the reveal for the game Order of Ecclesia for the Nintendo DS, another game called Castlevania Judgment was in production. In 2007, IGA had indicated that after their third DS project, which would be Ecclesia, a new Castlevania would come to a next-gen system. At that time though, Konami was leaning towards making the game on the Xbox 360. However, due to high sales for the Wii, Konami announced in the July issue of Nintendo Power that Castlevania Judgment would be a fighting game. Now, IGA felt that making a long adventure game with the Wiimote would be a bad idea, because swinging the mote you'd get tired and stuff. So they came to the decision to make it a fighting game. At E3 2008, Judgment would be released to the world, and then it would actually be available to the public on November 18th. Now, Konami wanted a fresh look to the characters and brought on famous character designer, the guy who did Death Note. I can't even say his name. About the decision to make Judgment a fighting game, IGA said this: "I guess some fans may worry about the game's quality, but I'm confident that we can achieve a very high quality game. I think that the fans will see that it's true to the Castlevania series. Even though this is a fighting game, I guarantee it will be fun." Now, Judgment is the first official Castlevania fighting game, and it's a breath of fresh air to the series since Symphony of Night. Alucard, Maria, Grant, Eric, Sypha make their first 3D Castlevania appearance in Judgment. Also, it's been almost 10 years since anybody has heard or seen from Cornell from Legacy of Darkness, and it's great to have him back as part of the Castlevania canon. Thank you so much, Iga! Simon is perfect for beginners since his combos aren't too hard to pull off. Plus, he recovers quick and takes a lot of damage and is a strong character in general. Grant, on the other hand, is a very fast character and uses speed to his advantage. With Grant, you want to employ hit and run tactics, because Grant is a weak character and can't take a pounding like Simon. Alucard is another perfect choice for beginners. Easy combos, good balanced moves, great dodging, and a very powerful hyper move. Now, Aeon is best left for the more skilled gamer. His combos aren't very easy to pull off, and some of his attacks take some time and effort on your part to pull off. Next to Grant, Cornell is the fastest in the game. Plus, being in werewolf form, Cornell can take some serious abuse. Just like in Legacy, Cornell's strength doubles in werewolf mode. You also have a meter to watch when you're in this mode, but man is it ever fun. Time Reaper, although he looks like Death from Curse of Darkness. This is what you need to do, either use your special or basic attacks to weaken them. Wiggle the joystick to undo these chains. Don't run from the energy scythe, you can block. Now hit him a few more times and then, like Brave Sir Robin, run away! See those flying skulls? Block them. Next two will say ashes to ashes. Now you can't block this, so when all else fails, run away, because before he uses his ultimate attack. Time to run away again. Just what I did here. Hide in the corner and slap him a few times if you want. He could hit you with his scythe or smack you into the air. Okay, now Reap is going to use his ultimate attack ×2. Before, I wouldn't advise jumping over it. This time, however, this is exactly what I want you to do. Okay, so hit him with a quick combo and then flee like crazy. He will throw skulls at you, so block again. Ashes to ashes, run around, don't block or you'll die. I'd use a special attack now. Now, for some reason I'm just standing here, probably my wife was asking me something. Ungame related. I'm awake now, and I finish him with a wimpy strike. Eh. You want to know what I have wrong with this game? Horrible Wi-Fi connections and terrible online play. And I even have my router no less than 30 feet away and I still have a crappy signal? One of these days I'll have to buy that WLAN thing in order to play online games without lag. Another thing that really annoys the crap out of me is the load times. It's not that they're over a minute long or anything, but they're just placed in a really bad spot. One, when you pick your game mode, there's a load screen, and then you have another load screen after you pick your character, and then you have another one after your stage selection, and on and on and on it goes. Once the match does eventually start, I've noticed some slight control issues. Like it doesn't always respond to what I tell it to do. I don't know if this is a lag issue or if the controls are flawed during online play. But I lost a lot of matches because I attacked a millisecond too early or blocked too late. Another thing that would have been nice is a deflect attack like in Soul Calibur, especially when another player is relentlessly attacking you. Everyone says that the camera angle is bad in this game. Yes and no, it really depends on the stage actually. See, you don't have control of the camera, which you should have, and I've found that only in the clock tower and the gate stage have really bad camera angles and you'll end up accidentally falling out of the ring. Now, I actually like the anime Death Note, but I cannot stand the designs for this game. One thing I loved about the Castlevania games is how the characters reflect their century. Judgment takes all the established character designs we've come to love and murders it terribly. This game looks more like Death Note characters in cosplay than anything else. I'm sorry, but girls from the 15th through 18th century did not dress that way. Versus mode is more fun than a Castlevania fan should be allowed to have. Now, my wife and I really got into the spirit of things with the multiplayer for this game and had a lot of fun playing it. Cornell is the man, and I really mean that. Cornell rules at this game. I also can't get over the background stages for this game either. If only Super Smash Bros. Brawl foregrounds look this amazing. Now the character roster isn't too bad, it's just a little light in my opinion. But maybe that's because this is the first entry into the series, Konami? Huh? I think it would be really sick if you put Soma from the Sorrow series in the next game. As far as combat goes, I have no issues with the gameplay. It's a lot better than what Swag played at last year's E3, so Konami actually listened to their fans and got it right before releasing it, unlike other companies I know. I'm not a huge fan of the art, but it could be a lot worse. The rocking soundtrack doesn't hurt this game at all. It really adds to it, and would really justify a purchase too. The hyper moves are insane to say the least. What you're seeing here is Aeon's, and he stops time, and I just thought it was so cool. Maria's is very comical, and she uses her powers, so fans of Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles will like the little fan service thing. And as you can see, Dracula's final attack is just devastating. Ultimate show of power right there. This attack reminds me of his ultimate from Legacy of Darkness, how the balls of energy surround and engulf you, and then boom, that is just insane. Now, I did run out of time and couldn't show you Alucard fanboys the special attack for him, so in CG Glory, here's Alucard's beginning of his ultimate. So there you go. Believe it or not, this game is a love letter to Castlevania fans everywhere. I mean, where else could Simon and Trevor throw down like this? The gameplay is unique, but not in a way that will turn people away from playing it. The two different control options help too. Everybody has their favorite characters. Mine will always be Simon Belmont and Cornell. Now I have 2 Castlevania games where I can play as Cornell. While multiplayer is fun, online battles are very laggy. And this is a problem that I think should be remedied if there's a next installment. Judgment still has a lot of replay value, and this is mainly due to different game modes. Story mode is one of those good qualities. I enjoyed the voice acting, I loved the character development, and I also loved attitude that Simon Belmont had in this game. Arcade is your typical setup. It can be fun, but you don't have to play it to unlock stuff. Survival can be a lot of fun too, and offer a hefty challenge for the hardcore gamer. Depending on how many fighters you can defeat, survival is just that. Survive. I have to say I did enjoy Castle Mode. It has a lot of hidden stuff that fans will enjoy, plus it takes a really long time to complete fully. On top of everything else, you have an insane epic boss battle worthy of the name Castlevania, and I would justify buying it for your collection. Still, some bugs need to be addressed for the next installment, so that being said, my final verdict is a 7 out of 10. That's all I pretty much have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you so much for watching. God bless and happy gaming, and stay glued to Got Game for more reviews. See ya!